Former South Carolina governor and former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley went down to the state of Georgia this past weekend to, of course, campaign for Herschel Walker, who she says has been put through the ringer, and it's so unfair what they have done to him. No, what we've done to him, and I say we as if I had a part in it, what good journalists have done is expose him for the hypocrite that he and the entire GOP is. Like, that's not putting it through the ringer, that's showing the public who you really are. But it wasn't her defense of Herschel Walker that raised eyebrows. Nope, it was Nikki Haley's call for his Democratic opponent, incumbent Senator Raphael Warnock, to be deported. She literally said, the only person we need to make sure we deport is Warnock. Now, I'm going to read her full statement in just a moment, because I think the context is very important here. Because just hearing her say that while talking to a crowd like, hey, the only person we need to deport is Warnock, it's easy to obviously think that she's saying, obviously, we don't need to deport him. What we need to do is deport him out of the Senate, right? The context actually makes it worse, though. Usually, getting more context, getting the full quote, explains things a little better, like, oh, okay, I see what she really meant here. But the context that I'm about to give you shows that she was, in fact, talking about legal versus illegal immigration, and then she said we should deport Warnock. So here is the full quote from former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. I am the daughter of Indian immigrants. They came here legally. They put in the time, they put in the price, they are offended by what's happening on that border. Legal immigrants are more patriotic than the leftists these days. They knew they worked to come into America and they love America. They want the laws followed in America. So the only person we need to make sure we deport is Warnock. I don't know about you, but hearing it in the context doesn't make it seem like she is just saying we should deport him from the Senate. You know, another phrase of let's get him out of the Senate. Nope, it actually sounds like she might actually mean deport him from this country. Now, I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to think that this individual, Nikki Haley, is in fact saying that this black man does not belong in America. I really, really don't want to think that that is what she's saying. But as I read that quote, as I sat here and thought about all of this before I even turned this camera on, I can't help but think that Nikki Haley is legitimately saying, get this black man out of America. That's how I'm taking this. And I think that's how most people are taking it. Because it doesn't matter if you're talking about get him out of the Senate. That's not what you said. So we have to take your words at face value. And what you're telling us is that this black man with a non-traditional sounding name, Raphael Warnock, you're trying to tell us that he doesn't belong in the United States of America. That's what I firmly believe she is telling us by telling us this story about legal versus illegal immigrants. Warnock was born in Georgia. Like, I don't even know why you're bringing that up. Like, whatever. We heard what you said. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what it means either. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.